Oh,
Basically, so one that, well, there are two pieces that I had to do. I'll show one of them when I catch my breath. The stairs are really steep.
no, they're not. They are not.
They are. They really are. And and so the part I did was POI, which is program oral interpretation. And so for this, that's not what I did. That's what I did a while ago. What this one was a poetry. And so basically I had to find different pieces of poetry that talked about relatively the same topic and kind of weave them together. And so I wanted to explain that because you'll see me talking in different voices throughout. So I just wanted you to understand that. And there's one part where I will close the book that I have to just basically explain what I'm talking about. Okay.
Ready, set. Did you catch your breath?
Yes, now I've caught my breath. You don't need to fan.
Okay.
Okay. How to succeed in heartbreak without really trying. First, do nothing. Become one with your couch, eating whole stacks of Oreos like leaning towers of feelings. Read Jane Austen adaptations until your eyes become raisins. Start 20 poems and finish none. But if you must do something else, drink, but keep it classy. Put your cheap wine in a glass. You aren't a pirate. Anything to stop thinking about you. You called me precocious, and I have never felt more at ease. I've never feared big words, only those that refused to use them. And the syllables rolled off your tongue like honey. I was hooked. Language became our vein of communication, and I know that everybody uses language to communicate, but ours was different. As if in between the letters and the syllables, there was an unspoken message that only we could decipher. When I miss you, I write. If I could, I would nail these hands to the edges of stars. I would sacrifice this body to the sky, hoping to resurrect as someone spiteful enough not to care about you anymore. I still remember you like a dream tattooed to the innermost walls of a long-term memory, but some days I wonder if you existed at all because I never got the chance to tell you. I love you. Dealing with heartbreak can take negative effect on our mental health, but according to Harvard Health Publishing, expressive writing is an amazing way to deal with the stress, anxiety, and depression that comes from this traumatic experience. It helps people to break free of the endless mental cycling that they've previously been going through and make peace with the events prior. This method doesn't work for everyone, and it doesn't help people to completely relieve themselves from the emotions they may have been feeling. But if you have the pen and paper right there in front of you, why not give it a try? So, through the poetry, Almost by Bianca Phipps, How to Succeed in Heartbreak by Victoria Morgan, and Scars by Rudy Francisco, a program. My days were filled with the sound of your voice, and your nights were littered with the loops of my handwriting. We exchanged our favorite words, mine being illuminated, and yours being cattywampus, and our least favorites, mine, moist, and yours, almost. And when I asked you why, you said it was because almost held failed potential. That we had come to the brink of something beautiful, but fell short so many times. We crafted a word for it. I still write about us, right until every metaphor in my library is used, using the same one over and over and over again, because there are only so many ways to describe being destroyed. Next, I gather up the chinks of your chain, fasten them together, make chainmail, and I ride it into battle. I write your name, the one that still hurts to say, and I use it as a war cry. I write, you want to know how I got these scars? I ripped every last piece of you out of my smile. If I could, I would tie your arms to a daydream and then auction you off to my fondest memories. Say I wrote this poem out of my own spinal fluid. I put it on the backbone of a white flag, so before you see it, you'll already know that I've given up. I'll just keep you here, shackled to the most important chapter of my life story, pressed into the basement of my eyelids like liquid salvation. So I remember you beautiful, with gorgeous underneath your wings in an orchid smile. You
During COVID has been really hard. It's a struggle every day, worrying about how he's gonna keep up and how far behind he's gonna be when we go back.
You cracked hourglass with sand spilling from behind your ribs. I wanted more time. But even we, with our supposed mastery of the English language, we're not immune to the shortcomings of our vocabularies. Words can only help if you speak them.
Ooh.
I never told you that I love you. You never told me that you were dying. 5 easy words that would have shattered out worlds. I love you. I think I have a brain tumor. After he passes, I go to museums to remind myself that other things have history too. Play hide and go seek with my REM cycle, not sure what's worse to wake up from. The nightmares about losing him, or the dreams about him holding you. Do not be okay, because heartbreak is not about being okay. It's about remembering that you were okay before, that he was okay before. It's about building myself a throne room out of empty pizza boxes. It's about taking all of the memories and building yourself a castle, cocooning in them. No one succeeds at heartbreak. You know, still, to this day, I don't know all the details because medical jargon has never fit right in my mouth. And even now, 5 years later, it still feels like an invasion of your privacy. But I do know. I have pored over our conversations, searching for the secret message you certainly tried to send me. And I am sorry, but I only almost found it. Salt water is not good for paper, and my tears have warped your words. After some serious consideration, I have decided to change my least favorite word, because while moist is gross, malignant is malicious. Malignant is uncontrollable. It means a phone call and the phrase, he didn't wake up. Malignant is messy, unfair, and a thief. Malignant means I never got to say I love you. You never said you were dying, and we never got to say goodbye. So now I have these scars. No, actually, I got these scars the day I fell in love with you. I landed face first. I dipped my hands in forever. I touched you infinity. I spoke you into sunflowers. I wrote this out of your memory because loving you was the last thing I felt really good at. Missing you was hardest in the beginning. I drank up bottles and bottles and bottles, pretending that their mouths belonged to someone else. Stay up until 3:30, 4 in the morning, writing our story, crying over our story, knowing what it could have been. But I am done feeling sorry for myself, because why apologize for loving you? But I am still so sorry I wasn't there to catch you. Malignant is the cause of almost, because we were on the brink of something beautiful, and now all I can do is hope that your heaven is a library, and that it's void of almost.
Wow.
That was intense.
That was
Intense. So different characters.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Mila's over here crying for sure.
And to be honest, that's not even
It is intense.
No, she has
She has
another
another
one that's like super emotional, and we hear her, and we're like upstairs crying.
Give me a week.
This is because he
No,
dies
the other
from the
one,
cancer.
the
or
other one
something.
with the girl.
Oh, with the girl.
I just-
Yes, the girl in the school. That one.
That one gets you crying.
Yes.
I thought that was the left side.
That was, to me,
That was awesome. That was just amazing. I feel like you just came out your shell after Broken Pieces.
I know,
And tell them that you
that
are an
was.
actress.
Oh yeah, my mom says to tell you guys that I am a professional actress.
Yes, you are. Yes.
She is in the IMDb.
No doubt.
Wow.
Okay, so